Friends, I cannot make this up. We just closed another $12,000 client with no sales call. And it boils down to messaging. I'm here with you on my part four of a four-part series of talking to you about my signature method, mirror messaging. It is a messaging strategy that I have implemented over the past year that has attracted over and over and over again premium clients paying in full, high ticket. When you land this framework and speak to the premium client and activate them in this noisy market, I'm here to tell you we still have to work, but you don't have to work nearly as hard because you don't have to be a part of the noise. You don't have to be a part of creating a tremendous amount of volume of content to be seen. You cut through to your ideal client quickly. And what I'm going to talk about here in this final piece to my four-part series in mirror messaging, what I really want to speak to is that this formula that I'm going to talk about and break down for the next 4 days for an hour and a half every single day in my masterclass starting tomorrow. I'll drop the link in a bit. But what I want to underscore is that this formula that I'm using, is not just in my copy, in the scene copy for my LinkedIn friends who are seeing me stream live right now. How am I a multi-million-dollar a year company posting 3 to 5 days a week on LinkedIn? It has to do with the unseen messaging underneath on the back end and the front end. So what I mean by this is the mirror messaging, and I'll get to part four here in just a second, but my mirror messaging I am using on the front end of my copy on LinkedIn. But what you don't see in the iceberg underneath is how I apply this messaging inside the back end of my nurture, on my website, in my freebies, everywhere. And here's the bottom line, my friends. If you are not closing premium clients, and I'm here to tell you, I'm in a group chat, I'm in 2 masterminds with folks who run multi 7-figure a year companies, and all of us are we're closing clients at about 65% pay in full with 5-figure offers between $10,000 and $50,000, right? So I'm here to tell you that the opportunity is not gone. People have money. It has everything to do with your messaging. And the through line here in my masterclass this week is going to be the peanut butter and jelly. I'm going to be speaking to mirror messaging specifically and how you apply it to LinkedIn. That's the peanut butter and the jelly, right? Premium messaging on a premium platform, right? It's like the mic and the audience are like the perfect match of peanut butter and jelly, right? But where I was going with this is getting the foundations of your messaging right and tight in a noisy market right now is more important than ever. Not only for copy that you create on LinkedIn, right? But for the copy and the messaging that you put anywhere and everywhere in your business in the online space. What I am going to share over the next 4 days for free will be more valuable than anything you've paid for from a messaging perspective, probably in the last couple of years. Likely because a lot of what you've been told or what you've been studying is antiquated, it's outdated, and it's not meeting the market where the market is today. We are winning. We are a thriving company. I am 8 years in business with the highest profitability I've seen in quite some time. And it boils down to messaging. Okay. And more on that tomorrow. But I promised you, I'm just like relaxed here in my comfy clothes today, but I couldn't start tomorrow without finishing up today with the fourth piece to mirror messaging, right? So if you'll recall, if you've been watching my lives each week, we've already talked about 3 of the 4 categories of mirror messaging. So quick recap for you is symptoms, right? So meeting them where the friction is, but not staying there for long, or you're going to attract a bunch of deadbeats who don't want to invest and don't want to pay and they want to live in their misery. And that's why they're stuck. Okay. We'll talk more about that in the masterclass, right? But Number two is the desired state, right? We have to name the craving that they haven't quite admitted even to themselves yet. We have to get into their psyche and kind of calling out those desires as they would show up emotionally in their life. This is where a lot of you are getting it wrong. Same with symptoms. You're speaking to the actual problem and the actual result. That is the actual problem and the actual result. Premium buyers don't buy problems and results, right? You need to speak to how that symptom is showing up for them emotionally, how it's impacting them. Same with desires. You can go watch my previous replays on this from this past week, or just join me in my masterclass this week to get the deep dive and the workbook and all the things. The third piece to mirror messaging I talked about last week is identity, right? This reflects a powerful version of who they are becoming, right? So many in the marketing space totally miss this piece, right? But the most premium, ideal pay in full clients already know who they're destined to be, already know where they're headed. And we need to call that out and call it forward in the content that we write, right? And so there is definitely an elegance to folding this all together and creating beautiful, magnetizing, cut through content to your ideal client, right? Now, the fourth piece that I haven't spoken to yet, that is the premium lens, okay? And again, we're going to unpack all of this in my masterclass going live starting tomorrow, okay? The premium lens. The thing I want to underscore here is that many of you are trying to sell entire overhauls, that you have the whole thing, the whole formula, the whole process, whether it's in your messaging in your marketing, it's your messaging in your masterclasses, it's your messaging in everything that you're doing, that you're speaking to someone who needs a complete redo, a complete reboot, a complete overhaul in their business, in their life, in their finances, in their health. And the most premium clients know and don't want a full overhaul. They want to go from good to great. They want to go from great to delusional, and they want to do it in the shortest path possible. I pay top dollar premium prices for the best in the industry for fast, deliberate results. I don't invest in mentors that tell me that we have this whole overhaul to do, that it's going to take a ton of work, and that they're the expert that's going to walk me through all this tremendous work, right? Premium buyers want the fastest path. They want the quickest result. And I don't mean this in a lazy way, by the way. Am I lazy? No, I do the effing work, and I work hard, but I work strategically. One could argue I'm lazy and hardworking. Let me explain this. I'm lazy in the sense that I'm looking for the fastest path. I pay top money to be in the room with the experts at their chair to get to the next result. I don't try to listen to all of their free stuff. I am going to pay for the fastest route to the result that I want, right? And that's through being strategic. And it doesn't matter what your industry is, whether it's finances, health, relationship, right? Premium clients, let's take relationship, for example. They want to go from good to great in their relationships. The relationships aren't a disaster, right? So if you're marketing to the fact that your relationship is a disaster, you're not marketing to a premium client, my friend, right? So the premium lens is very, very important. Remember, they want to go from great to delusional, and they are willing to pay premium prices to get there quickly. Premium clients pay top dollar for you to solve their problems quickly, right? Quickly. So here's the bottom line. I am going to be breaking this all down for you over the next couple of days, along with actually walking you through what an 8-figure offer flow actually looks like from free to high ticket, and how I've been able to close over $250,000 in one single offer that I launched less than 3 months ago without a live masterclass, through powerful messaging, and private invitations. Okay. That's just with one offer. We've been running at six to multiple six figures in revenue every single month this year and have not missed a beat in this market. Why? Precision messaging. I'm not speaking to the noise. There's a number of things going on in the market right now that are contributing to some of what some of you are experiencing. Some of you are genius at your craft, and some of you maybe have seen success, but this year it's going downward. You're not getting the sales that you've seen in the past, and you're wondering what is going on. You're not alone, and I'm seeing it across the market. And we're going to talk about this first thing tomorrow. What's going on in the market? How we navigate this market and cut through the noise and win and take the market share like Burnout to All Out is doing in 2025. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for the momentum and opportunity for market share in 2026, because we are going through an industry cleansing right now that was necessary. And what is going to happen on the back end for those of us that are strategic and we are shinier even on the inside than we are on the outside and have phenomenal products and services that drive results for clients, we win in the market share in 2026. Mark my words. So this is your final invitation. I will drop the link to the masterclass here in a couple minutes to come join me in my final Messaging That Sells masterclass, where I'm going to walk you through how to create precision messaging with ease and less post and effortless sales. Okay. That is what we're going to be talking about in this market and setting you up for success in 2026. And I promise I'll try not to wear my denim homeless outfit tomorrow, but I was really comfortable working in my office today. See you guys tomorrow. Be there.